Okay, I finished cutting my dashboard here. You can see I got the little plastic pod on top of the steering wheel here. It comes with the Toyota. I got it clamped or taped to the bottom half. This bottom half screws in underneath here, so that looks pretty cool. Looks nice and like factory. The keyway is back a bit, so I cut the hole for that, and it fits in there pretty well. I'm gonna have to probably do a little trimming around that, but it's accessible. So this is tilted in the highest tilt position right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the dashboard out, clean it up, and get it ready to put the gauges in it. Okay, here's my dashboard. I cleaned all the edges up, the little cutouts I did. Now, you know, I've lost rigidity here across the front because I had to cut through the bar, but I went ahead and added rivets on either end of these to kind of hold it all tight, cleaned it up. So now I'm going to be putting a support piece across here, and then I'm going to have my gauge pod in there. So I'm modifying the gauge pod to fit. Here's the bezel in the front. See, I cut this bottom edge off so that I could tilt this back in there. It'll be tilted up so you kind of see this. This actually is just poster board right here that I'm building. Piece of poster board. And I'm going to make this out of this real thin aluminum down here, and then paint it and put a couple of rivets in it. And it's got a couple of holders here at the top. So then I'll cut it square across here from bottom to top, so this will sit flat on a piece of glass. So what I got to do now is go ahead and make this out of aluminum and get it cut, fit, and bent on there. Okay, I've gone ahead and stuck the gauge panel behind here. I have it actually connected. I'm using some little springs to hold it. There's a little hook right here, right there, right here. And there's one on top here. And there's a hook here. And that little hook holds a spring that's pulling back on the end of the board. I'll show you in a minute. But right now I went ahead and just threw it back in here with a couple of screws because I need to mark the hole in the back dashboard panel where the you can see I've got a little X right there. Goes right through the speedo. So I took the speedo out because I got the speedometer cable in there. I just need to cut a hole in that back panel so that I can bring it through and come straight into the back of the dash panel here. I didn't do this yet because I wanted to make sure I had my gauge package in the exact same right spot before I did it. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this back off, punch that hole, and then kind of keep working on getting it to a finished product. Okay, here I got the MR2 gauge package mounted to the dash plate here. Made these little anchors. There's a little nut and a countersunk screw coming through the faceplate. That hooks onto this spring. I've drilled these tiny little holes in the plastic here and hooked these springs on. So I got one here, and those two are kind of coming across the top here where it gets close to the top of the dash. And I've got one here on the corner. See, it comes up here, goes into the right here. And then there's one here. Those are attached to this metal piece that's a stiffening brace here. So there's 4 little springs holding it across the back here. And 4 going across the front. And these are kind of coming in an angle because I wasn't able to get a little hook up here. Alright, so the gauge pod is mounted real well to the dashboard. And I've gone ahead and pulled this out so I could mark the hole in the rear dashboards to get my speedometer cable, but as you can see, it's coming along. I got a few things to do to clean it up and finish it off.